to the zone with RGB Mike. Anthony's here too, let's ride the hype. Bigfoot's on the run, Area 51's tight. Digging deep for truth, we ain't afraid to fight. Flat Earth theories got us spinning wild. JFK secrets hidden in the files. Illuminati whispers, fashion crooked smiles. I won't tune in, sit back and stay a while. Conspiracy chaos, we uncover the lies. Deep state shadows, yeah they can't disguise. We're cracking codes, watch the truth arise. Let the chaos reign, terror through the skies. CIA plots under moonlight schemes. Hidden agendas ain't as crazy as they seem. Voices in the dark amplifying dreams. Conspiracy chaos, nothing's what it seems. Follow the breadcrumbs, follow the light. In the rabbit hole with us, pitch black night. RGB and Mike, guided by our might. Anthony with wisdom, out of sight. Conspiracy chaos, we uncover the lies. Deep state shadows, yeah they can't disguise. We're cracking codes, watch the truth arise. Let the chaos reign, tearing through the skies.
Oh, go ahead, Rod.
Let's go. We're back here once again on Conspiracy Chaos. My name is RGB. Joining me, as always, my co-host, we got Florida Mike. What's happening, brother?
What's up, my guy? Ready to get the night started. I'm excited.
Yo, Mike, guess what, man? It was bright out here until 7 o'clock. You know what that means? It's going to be nice up here in New York soon, man.
Yeah, I heard a rumor it was like 60 degrees.
That's tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 60, man. So we're excited about it.
Okay. Golfing this weekend?
I would love to, but it's too wet and it's not going to be enjoyable, so I'm not going to do it. I might get a couple of range sessions in though. We'll see what happens.
All right, I'll get 2 rounds in for you on Sunday and Monday.
Oh man, wait till it gets nice out and you see how much golf I really play, bro.
Oh yeah. I just hope I have clear skies and not spray skies.
Yeah. Good luck with that down there.
No.
And then joining us as always is Area 51 Anthony. What's up, dude?
Roger. What up, RGB?
Ain't shit, man. Ain't shit. So, boys, we're bringing on another guest here tonight. Bringing it back to some hidden history, some mud floods, Little Tartarian. We got our guy Steve, the Tartarian Explorer. Steve, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. This is an awesome intro. I loved it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, little AI intro we got there.
AI.
Yep. So, Steve, I came across your page actually on YouTube, searching some Tartaria, and it was funny because I just typed it in, Tartarian Explorer came up. I was like, all right, let me check this guy out. And you were actually doing some videos of my home city of Troy, New York. And I was like, holy shit. Like, there's buildings that I drove past for so long, and I didn't realize the history to it and stuff like that until you really brought it to my attention, which we'll definitely get into. But why don't you tell us a little bit how you got into it? Why don't you tell us first a little bit about what Tartaria really exactly is and how you got into it? A little loaded question, but we'll start off there.
Okay. So basically everything that we've been told about history when we were in public school is a complete like fabrication. Like it's all made up. It's all bullshit. Like, so basically was an agenda to like basically understate history, make it seem like evolution, like things are the past basically went like this, like, you know, like this line of civilization, like starts off real small, it grows like this. When in reality, there was definitely an advanced civilization in the past. Absolutely. Like no doubt about that, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious, right?
Yep.
But the fact that like no one is talking about it, like, schools don't talk about it, like it's just like hidden from public, it's whitewashed completely, like it was completely erased. So just the fact that like we're looking at these buildings as like it was all worldwide civilization. That's the thing. People think like United States and Europe is different, when in reality they're about the same age. Like there's not much difference. Like this stuff could be from Europe, whatever, Asia, it could be anywhere. Like it was all connected. You know what I mean? So it's just like nobody, like people don't connect the dots. Or look at that. That's a beautiful like music hall in Troy.
Yep.
That also resembles like a music hall in Vienna, Austria, for example, or something like.
Okay.
And when you're over in Austria, right? And they tell you this rich, deep history of it, right? But the same could be said for here, but it's like a skewed public perception. You know what I mean? They don't. I think the dates of the buildings are incorrect too. Like, so it's just like questioning everything, like being able to question it. You know, look at the dates and it's like, wait a second, does that make any sense or no? You know what I mean? just like actually looking at it more carefully.
Hmm.
I'm not saying I have
Sure.
all the answers, but it's just like kind of like when I was a kid, right? I went to Washington D.C. I didn't feel interested in like what to learn about it because they told me everything, and they said, oh, this is this history, and then they kind of brushed it
Mhm.
off, you know, like this is like they didn't make it seem interesting at all, you know what I mean? Like, and reality, like Russia, St. Petersburg, and for example, Washington D.C., they're very similar, you know, and so I don't know. I just think it's just like looking at the buildings, you know, all it is for me now. I just go around the places and just look at them and just get, you know, actually like look at every little detail and just like, and see like how do we build it? Like right now, we don't build that way anymore. We can't,
Right.
for whatever reason. I don't think we can build that way. I don't think it's possible. Like the people are so like, we're so drained. Like we think about the money system is different now. Like I don't think it could have been. We're all worried about like labor costs and everything now. Like they didn't care about labor costs. There's no
Right.
way, you know.
There was no right.
They
Every-
couldn't.
Everybody
yeah.
was working. You didn't have it. It didn't matter. Probably for free too.
Yeah, and so the thing is like it gets really trippy. It's like some of the okay. Can you pull up a building real quick called
Sure.
Mont Saint Michael, and it's in Normandy, France.
Okay.
This will be an example of like how grand it gets.
Mount.
Mount-
What's it called?
Mont M-O-N-T Saint Michael. Mont Saint Michael
Michael.
in
In
France.
France, right? Correct. In France,
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you pull up that building, you can get a really good example of
Mont Saint Michael in France.
yeah.
Okay, bringing it up right now. Screen share. Just bear with me.
Okay. This will blow
you're
your
doing
mind.
great. You're doing great.
Thanks, buddy.
So now, do you think? All right. So here's my question. Do you think that they covered up Tartaria with the mud floods, like a lot of the buildings and stuff?
Okay.
Go ahead,
So-
keep talking as I'm bringing this
All
up.
right. So there definitely was a mud flood, and the thing about mud flood is I can't like there it's hard to say exactly like when or how exactly the mud, but it's obvious that there was a mud flood because if you look at old buildings, they're like in every major city, they're like halfway windows in the ground. Like,
Yeah.
it's too obvious. Like there was definitely something that changed the ground level. But so when the building was built, the ground level was much higher.
Hmm.
So that's all we really know. I mean, it's just all exploration at this point. Like
Yeah.
there was a massive deposit of mud at some point in the history. I just don't know. So the dates on the buildings are totally like phony on most of the American buildings. They're probably much older, but they're not that old. Like I don't think I think personally things are not like more than 1,000 years old. Like
Yeah. I'm kind of on that same theory too.
so there was a researcher. Oh, did you pull? I think I saw Mount St. Michael, but
Oh yeah.
This-
Pull that back up.
this place.
This might
If
be
you-
better. This might be better. Hold on, boys. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep talking.
So basically, the way I think about this place is that
Go ahead.
like that it was possibly like that these places may have been like for example, it's like they had a 3D printer in a sense in the past, basically, and like they basically put it down. Like how the heck do you build this kind of stuff? Like
Right,
in the
right, right.
past, like with like horse and buggy and stuff. Like it doesn't make any sense, you know.
This is amazing, though. I can't get much bigger than this picture.
Yeah,
on
it's
screen,
basically
but
this
wow.
massive. I'm looking at it on my computer.
Incredible.
It's a massive tower, like with it's got Archangel Michael on
Steve,
top.
can you see it on your end? Do you have a picture on your screen on your end?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
No,
just
no,
making
from
sure
like
you're-
you can see it on our screen that we're.
Yeah, I can
on
see
right-
it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So
Making
it's this
sure.
giant, like basically castle complex in the middle of an island that you can only get to by the water basically rises and you can't get to it. You have to wait till the low tide comes to get to it.
Oh wow.
So
Wow,
the thing
look
is
at that
that
picture, guys.
how did they get all that stuff onto the island, you know, back in this like that time period, you know, like, and I think it was like something from above came down, like basically put it down, you know, like castles from above, you know, like have you seen the anime movies where it's like a castle in the sky or something? There's like, I think that could have been like everything we think is fantasy could be reality in the past. Basically, I'm saying like, you know,
Sure can.
it's possible, you know, like,
I believe-
Absolutely agree.
yeah,
I'm sorry. What was your first name again?
Steven.
Steve.
Steven, I
Yeah.
believe that 100%, Steven. I really truthfully do. I was never really a conspiracy guy at all. If you listen to prior podcasts with us talking, I used to tell these guys to shut the F up, stop sending me all this bullshit. I don't want to see it. But man, I'm really believing that, bro. I really am right now. It's pretty insane. And you hit the nail on the head earlier about the DC thing, and we were told the story or whatever. Like, dude, it feels like it was this storybook written just to be told all of us the same story and all to be like drilled into our brains for us not to do any research at all. Like, I see you smiling, am I right? Like, it's like a lot I feel like happened that we were not told, bro. That's all I'm
They
gonna
don't
say.
want thinkers, they wanted workers, man. That's
That's
what happened.
right.
Yeah, and
That was the
because
motto.
yeah, exactly. The thing about it is that the buildings are so incredible and so grand. Like, yeah, if you think about it, that we live in like shittier buildings. Most people live in shittier buildings than that. You know, like I mean, like
Sure.
so like if that's where we're supposed to have, that's supposed to be our inheritance, basically. You know, and so and they don't pay for electricity. I think that's all made up. I don't think they worry about the bills at all for all that stuff. Like, there's no like New York City. Are you familiar with a channel called The Blue? Have you heard of The Blue? Has anyone heard of that one?
No,
No,
I
I haven't.
haven't.
Oh man, that goes so deep. So
How do you spell it?
The Blue.
The Blue Tartaria, I think it's
It's a
the name-
YouTube page.
yeah.
The Blue Tartaria.
The
Careful
channel's
pulling
called
it up on YouTube. YouTube ain't. That's the one.
Well, I
thing
won't
good
bring
for.
I won't bring any videos up, but
So that if you want to wake up real fast, that will whew. So I started watching. Her name's Marcia Ramallo, and I started watching her videos, and just it just triggered something in me, to go out and explore some of the sites. I went to the Capitol building in Connecticut, and she's got this theory that inside the Capitol building, it's like a teleportation center, basically, like looking up towards heaven, and it's an ascension portal or something. And it kind of makes sense if you look at it and look at how crazy it is looking above, looking like what were they using this stuff for in the past, you know?
Right.
And so that kind of stuff, just what was all this about? It's way more sophisticated than we possibly could even imagine. So,
what are they hiding from us? That's the big question. Is what are they trying to hide from us?
They had they had airships in the past.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to talk about that.
No, because you've seen it in the petroglyphs and shit, or the hieroglyphics and all that. There's always a little helicopter looking thing, and they've had airplanes for a long time.
Yeah,
Aircrafts,
so airships were awesome way to travel. Imagine this: you can literally look around. You can get out in the bottom deck, and it's the best. Aircrafts today, you're cramped up in a little bit of a little cube. It sucks. But back then, being free in an airship, that's just I think everything was just free back then. And there was so much more freedom. And they're trying to hide the fact that things can be free again, but they're trying to enslave everyone to money and all these things. It's just so many things, man. It all ties in. And
I actually saw a funny thing about earlier. That we were scammed about money being not real. It was the guy from Canada. I forgot his name. The realist something, and he puts realist news or whatever. He's the "What if I told you" guy. What if I told you? Or wouldn't it be weird? Wouldn't it be weird? You guys know the guy I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's from
yeah.
Canada.
Oh yeah.
And he puts out truth and everything. But he's like, wouldn't it be weird if all of you were scammed about American the dollar or whatever, and that it's the fakest thing out there, basically, because the U.S. dollar is not backed by anything, supposedly. I'm just getting into this conspiracy shit, but money, the shit we work for right now, is it all just bullshit? What is money right now?
okay,
think about it.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother rabbit hole to go on.
One controllable substance and a nice little bill that everybody works so hard for. They think they get everything they want.
If you really honestly go down a big rabbit hole, you could look at what's this guy's name? Brandon Joe Williams. He's got the craziest take on it. That's a big rabbit hole. You ever heard of him before?
I have not. but
Oh
looking him up.
man, okay. So I love watching his stuff. He's so like blunt about it and so upfront about it. He's just like basically that bills, when you get a bill in the mail, it's supposed to be cash. Like you're getting cash in the mail. You're not actually supposed to pay your bill. Like it's all everything we know about money is also, I think, completely different. You know,
I
Yeah,
see
like-
shit like that. Yeah.
yeah. Basically, you're supposed to be able to sign your bill, and they're supposed to endorse it, and you're supposed to say like it's paid. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yep.
not
Mhm.
because like think about it this way. If all the money in the system, all the money you have to pay for mortgages, car insurance, all this stuff, right?
Mhm.
How does the money, if they're charging interest on all the money, how is there enough money to pay back the interest? Like, there's not. The thing is that they're creating debt. Like, that's why everyone's in debt because, like, there's no way to pay it back all the money you owe.
Right.
It's an absolute way to slavery. Absolutely.
It
There's
sure is.
there's
Hey,
no
Mike.
other way. Yeah.
Mike, tell him your theory about the pyramids and creating energy, just real quick. I love it. What's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you guys were talking about school and stuff earlier about them lying to you. That was one of the things where they said a bunch of slaves built pyramids. I think they're giants,
Okay.
and they're spiritual, because every pyramid is one giant energy source, right? And they're all over. They're all over. They're in Antarctica by the ice wall. There's one. There's one in the Grand Canyon. Then there's obviously multiple that we see in Egypt, and then there's one. What do they say?
One in
Greenland, I
Mexico.
think.
Oh,
Mexico.
China. There's like pyramids all over China. They covered up on Google Maps. Yeah.
Sure
trees
do.
have covered
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
There's one
Right
in
next to all
Memphis,
the
I
blue,
think,
all
too.
right next to all the Chinese blue roofs too. You know, but hey, we won't go there either. But they're too advanced for us. Like I feel like they're like everybody's over there trying to dissect them and everything. When I think it's just all about frequency.
Okay. Have you heard of I'm sure you heard that. I think you mentioned this tinfoil hat, Sam Tripoli.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sam
that's
Tripoli.
my
Wow.
guy, yeah.
Somebody on his channel went on there and had a really good theory about the pyramids being like chemical factories. It was it was my favorite one from him, where they were
Okay.
saying that the pyramids in Egypt were like chemical factories or something like because they have all this ammonia inside. Some
Yeah.
guy, like some Russian person, went inside there and did like analysis of that stuff. Even though you're not supposed to, like they would totally ban that, but they
Yeah.
secretly got in there and they found out there's ammonia and certain chemicals. They were basically mixing chemicals in there in the past, like so. There's like a big chemical factory or something.
Huh. I'm
So-
trying to remember that.
Yeah,
Is that, is that from people just swabbing it and everything and all that stuff? Is that why it's
well,
like
yeah,
that?
they
Is that
actually
just-
went. They were able to go in there and take some chemical tests. You know,
Yeah,
that's-
I'm starting to
Yeah.
slowly remember, but I don't necessarily lock it.
I can send you a link later so you can watch
Yeah,
it.
send me
again.
that link.
Yeah.
I'll
I mean,
rewatch that one.
honestly, we all know that the pyramids were here for something. It's like, what
Well, they
was
could
it?
tie into Tartaria, man, because like
That's what I'm saying. Like giants aren't
giants,
Tartarians known to be
Okay.
giants.
were known to be somewhat giants, weren't they?
And
Okay.
they're
Well-
master builders.
Have you heard of a guy named Anatoly Fomenko?
No,
What's his name?
I haven't heard of that one.
Okay, all right. So this guy's got amazing research. So okay, I tend to like view his research pretty highly, even though I'm not. No one's got all the answers. You know, you can't
Right.
just say like, oh, you have all the answers. You have all the
Th-
answers. Like,
this is it, right?
you have to like basically take all the information and try to like filter it out and try to see what the truth is. Like most people, they don't want to figure out the truth and it takes work to figure out the truth. It takes
Shit,
like,
yeah.
you have to fucking figure out. You have to like put the pictures together and see what makes sense. I'm like,
Mhm.
people are trained in our society to think that they don't know. They can't figure it out. We're trained to think like you're not a scientist. You can't figure it out. You're not a astronomer. You're not this. You're not that. Like I hear that so many times. Like, oh, how do you know this? Are you this? Do you have these credentials? I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean?
I
It's
don't
like
give a shit.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly,
Exactly.
so.
Well, Raj hit the nail on the head too. I think a lot of these people did not think that the internet was going to be where it is in
Yeah,
2000.
it got away
Five.
from
the internet is like the gateway to like really blow everything up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Um,
Absolutely.
But for example, Anatoly Fomenko, he's got a lot of good research. Basically, what his theory is that Egypt was a place in the past to basically bury, like it was the burial center of the past civilization. It was the where all the kings and people would go to get commemorated, basically from all over the whole Tartaria, or all over the world. They would go
Okay.
there. That's where they put their they celebrated the death process and everything. You know,
Mhm.
so it was not just like kings from like United States or whatever, where at the time, wherever it was, you know, at the time,
Right.
whatever kingdom was here, would go over there and get buried and stuff. And so, but also Egypt itself, I think there's a hoax involving Egypt. I think that Egyptologists, they're basically scamming everyone out of money, like to like tell the story of Egypt. I did a video on my channel about King Tut on
Okay.
how that King Tut was a hoax. Like there's a guy basically that went in there and put all the artifacts in there, and then just went inside. He put his own artifacts in there and then pretended to discover them, and then to get fame. Like I sincerely believe that. If you
Yeah.
there's evidence like from my I talk about it on my channel, but so Egypt itself, the whole idea of Egypt is like just a fantasy in people's minds. Like it's not. I don't think it's real. Like ancient Egypt, like the King Tut and all this stuff.
Right.
But yeah, so
Huh.
there's just so many. All of it is just uncovering lies about history. It's really just how many lies can, because if you know about flat Earth, that's like the first breakaway, you know, gate thing to like really get into it. Like once you crack your mind on that, then yeah. And
It's- Yeah, it's funny.
Go
My daughter, I have a 7-year-old. She's in 2nd grade, and they're learning about the globe and all this stuff now. And I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, talk to your mother. Talk to your mother about it. Just asking me about space and this and that. I'm like, just talk to your mom. We'll talk about that when you're a couple years older.
It's not on.
oh shoot,
No,
yeah,
I
I don't,
get
it's
that.
You
a
know what I
sensitive
mean? I was
thing.
just
Yeah.
like, yeah, just go talk to your mom. I'll talk.
Just
we're
because
not
you
gonna
know
do
about
that.
it, you can talk about it. Doesn't mean you don't have. You can be selective of who you talk to about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So I'm like, go talk
Yeah.
to your mom. Leave me out of this one because we go deep, kid.
Right?
Imagine you get a phone call for a parent teacher conference.
Oh,
So
my
who
God.
told?
So what's the firmament? How does your 7-year-old know about the firmament?
Right.
Right.
Educated.
Right? No, I love it.
Educated.
Listen, I have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old, and we're raising them right, man.
You got it.
We're raising them right to question everything. That's all.
So, and pull up Tartaria. Why did they also took on the map? They took it off the map.
Oh, okay. I'll hit on that.
Okay, let me see what you
So
got.
okay. Tartaria, there was like three. There was like Grand Tartary. If you look in the old books, it was like independent Tartary and Chinese Tartary. There was 3 different Tartaries, like and on these maps with very large land masses.
Huge.
And yeah, and including parts of the United States, the Western United States at least.
Mhm.
It's on the maps for Western United States, but that's official, but it's unconfirmed that it could have been the whole United States. I think it's the whole United States, but I mean, there's different theories. But so there was these 3 land masses that had large lands and large populations that are in maps like from the 1600s or whatever, and then they just got erased from that. Like they just
Yeah, 1633 is the one I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I got
That's
one of my. I
insane,
did a
bro.
puzzle of it too. I have it hanging up my wall somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's wild.
I had like maybe that's the puzzle I have. Yeah, yeah,
Can you see this on my end here as I'm
I can
scrolling?
see it. Yeah, yeah.
This is wild.
So,
Love
Russian
it. Love it.
Russian
Love it.
history, by the way, was the most suppressed history of all. Like Russian history is okay. This called the Habsburgs, I think. Habsburg, I believe, is the empire that basically replaced the previous empires.
Yeah.
What they did is they went to all the churches and completely whitewashed the walls and everything. Completely just like all the old frescoes, they got rid of them. It's sad what they did. They totally changed the history. And what they did about history is Europe used to be all united under one empire, Tartaria. It used to be all of one. Everything used to be one big giant empire, right?
Yep.
What happened is that they created all these different sub nations, like all these divisions, and they gave each nation a long history, which is false, to make it seem like it has like a long root in history. But in reality, I think, in my opinion, honestly, that the history in all of Europe is not more than 1,000 years either. Like our history of the world is not very old. Like we think it's like much older. And the reason they created this history is to make it seem like we have this long like lineage, but to make it seem like there's all these stories. So anyway, I would really recommend Anatoly Fomenko and his book called the New Chronology.
New chronology.
So what
I'm gonna look that up right now.
what he goes into is that basically he goes into this thing called phantom dynasties,
Mm-hmm.
which is the idea that there are that there are duplicates in history of different events that happened. Like say one happened in 2000 BC.
Yep.
And one happened in 1000 AD. But in reality, they happened at the same time, and they just made it seem like it's like farther apart in history. So like I think that history,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's insane.
So basically, what they were trying to do is like there were certain Genghis Khan, for example, he may have had many different names in history, but he was the same character. But they made it seem like it was like all these different characters. Like
Wow.
Okay.
they basically duplicated history to make it seem like extravagant and crazy. Like yeah.
Wow,
Wow,
it makes
bro.
too much sense, bro.
Dude, I like that theory, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like if you look into the new chronology. So
Sure.
okay, there's one. Okay,
Wow.
My-
Okay. You got me there.
Thanks, man. My goal is to actually go to this history museum in Russia, where they actually present this kind of information about Tartaria, and it has to do with Tartaria as well.
Hmm.
There's a Pacific History Museum in Russia that actually has his work. It's like the one place you can actually physically go to see his like work being documented, like online, obviously. But I'm planning to go there at some point. So
Amazing.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. That's so incredible.
yeah. So that theory really got me, and then but the like I said, the blue, you got to check that stuff out. That will blow your mind. Marcio Romano, the blue. That she also goes off of Anatoly Fomenko's work, but she puts out documentaries too as well.
Uh-huh.
Really extensive documentaries that show basically that there are, like, for example, Hitler is basically also another version of Walt Disney, for example. Like it's like crazy stuff. Like, but there's a lot of interesting stuff that ties them two together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Hitler is Walt Disney, and it's also another character. I forgot his name right now. That did basically, yeah. So there's different characters like that were actually the same. Like, so.
Okay. Dude, that's an that's like a dude. That's really an interesting.
It's so
theory.
incredible
It's-
to me,
They
Rod.
condense.
This is
They
all
just condense
new.
time.
Okay,
But
so
they're stretching time
Makes
out.
so much sense,
Okay.
dude.
the I don't know which ones you watched on my channel, but
I did.
okay. So I did
Losing
like
my
a really
mind,
good,
boys.
the one
Losing
I
my
did was
mind.
Intro to Tartaria. That got a lot of views. I got like 50,000 views. I was like so happy. It's like, wow, I got so many views.
That's awesome.
Um,
Love it. Congrats.
So the second one I got was I did one called A War on Architecture, and it was about Germany, and it was about how basically okay, so my idea of World War II is this: that the controllers of the world basically went over and destroyed all the they were purposely bombing architecture, like old stuff. And they make it seem like, oh no, they were just bombing people, but they bombed more of the old architecture. You know what I mean?
Right.
So so they say they can use these wars as cover-ups to destroy old stuff, you know, and tell you that they made up all these reasons for the war, but in reality they were destroying
Insane.
all the. Yeah, so like, I mean, obviously still a lot of stuff is still there. Obviously, we know that
Right.
there's so many amazing stuff in Europe, but there's so much that's been destroyed too. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So your intro, I watched your intro to your YouTube page, and you talked about the World's Fairs, man. Tell me what you know about the World's Fairs.
okay.
I want to hear a little bit about the World's Fairs.
This,
I mean,
yeah, because this kind of
Mike-
spins off of what he was just saying about the destruction
Sure does.
of the
Okay.
stuff with the war.
I want to
All
hear
right.
what you know, buddy. Let's go. I love
Okay,
it.
so
love it
the-
so much.
All right. There were World's Fairs, like pretty much everywhere, all over the world. Like every major city had a World's Fair, and like it's like a big job to even try to like look on the internet and try to find out which World's Fair, you know, like actually like indexing them. I want to do that at some point. Is index all the different World's Fairs that happened, because it's like a hidden part of history that we're basically no one recorded this part of history. They don't want people to talk about this in schools. It's not like it's public, but it's not like, you know, they don't want people to like study it as much.
Right.
Because during these World's Fairs, okay, my theory is that they actually built the World's Fairs buildings were basically built as part of the Tartarian Empire, but it was the end of the age, basically. So when the World's Fairs happened, that was when they were repopulating the world at that time. They were because people came in to the fairs, right?
Yeah.
And they were basically at that point in time, they were introducing people to the new way of living at the time.
Yeah, the newest technology.
Yeah.
That stuff,
So
yeah.
basically, but the World's Fairs themselves, the infrastructure, if you look at how detailed and how extravagant these little cities were, that they were basically they're like mini cities within a city, like incredible. And what they say was they're all built for like 2 years and then destroyed.
Yeah,
Which
weren't
doesn't
they put
make
up, weren't they
it
put up
doesn't-
with like paper mache though, kind of thing?
they say that it's all paper mache and stuff, but no, that doesn't look like it to me. Like it's
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so that's what you have to look into, like what they claim, and like I just counterclaim most of it. And maybe some of them, a few rare instances where it was built temporary, but so
Yeah.
basically, I mean, if you just start looking to Chicago World's Fair, St. Louis World's Fair, San Francisco
Chicago's World Fair, they built 200, there was 200 buildings.
No, I think more than 200 buildings. I think it was 200
Was it?
acres. I think, yeah.
Oh, maybe it was 200 acres, but I know there was
definitely more than 200 buildings.
something.
Yeah, it's got to be more than that.
And there's still a couple that stand today, like the Tribune Building
Yeah.
and the Space and the Science Museum is still
Okay.
standing. But they destroyed all of it supposedly
there-
right after the fair.
There's no way that they built all that stuff in like 2 years. Like they had to build this whole lagoon and everything. Like you can go back then, you would go on a little boat ride and see the fair, you know. But it was canals and it was like buildings and it's just like royal stuff that like looks like a freaking king, you know, like palace.
Yeah.
It's like your most biggest imagination.
And
Okay.
pull up the World's Columbian Expo. That was like the World's Fair in Chicago.
Okay. While you pull that up, I want to do a video. I'm working on a video called it's called Dreamland. Have you so Coney Island, it has a very fascinating history.
Okay.
So Dreamland was a theme park on Coney Island. That was this amazing freaking theme park that was like full electric buildings with like a tower and like just extravagant rides and like all this just mind-blowing stuff, and they just destroyed it because a lot of the things they use fire as an excuse to say that most of the stuff is destroyed. So I want to talk about the history because not many people have probably even heard there was a place called Dreamland. There was a place called
I never have, and I've been.
Luna Park was another. There was Luna Parks all over. These were the old world theme parks at the time.
Okay.
So it's just like there was a whole lost age that were just not a whole just history of like things that were just not publicly taught about. It's just like, and yeah, I
It's
just
so
love it.
interesting.
Mike is
dude.
sending me that right now, but
Look at that.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
But look at that
Okay.
shit right there, dude. That's
So-
incredible.
Okay, this area used to be a swamp, but like 2 or 3 years before they built it all. There's no way that could have like. How did they even like get the people at the time, 1890s,
Right.
to get the right machinery to even like get it done like that? Like how, like it's incredible. Like it's like crazy, and it's all like canals and waterways and just extravagant architecture and just like
Yo, they're saying that this was made with paper mache, bro.
That's what they try to
Get
say,
the
that they just
Fuck
threw it
out
up
of here.
quick.
Can I
They
curse
say it was
on
like
this?
made
Get the
with,
fuck out of here, dude. Stop it.
hemp and plaster or something, or
Mhm.
Get the fuck bullshit. Yeah,
I forgot,
okay.
like yeah.
Listen.
Hey man, I'm just telling you what I heard.
Yeah, that's incredible, and
What they told us, right?
You know?
and like apparently this is like electricity was just first being
Look at that
introduced
thing.
at that time. Yeah, this one was incredible because each one is like a
Is that
whole.
the Navy Pier, Chicago? Is that the
It's like-
Ferris wheel?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Ferris wheel has never been replicated. Nothing like that has ever been replicated before. Like it's like and they destroyed that. That is basically, if you look in like carefully, each one's like a house almost. Like each of those little things is like a little, like you can walk around and it's not like it's just a seat. It's like an actual like building almost. Like each one little like cable car is like an
Like
actual,
a train cart.
Yeah, each one is its own little thing. Yeah.
Damn.
So, but the World's Fair in Chicago is just one. St. Louis is another one that's like whoa,
Yeah.
just yeah.
Look at this
Pull up,
picture right here.
pull
Look
up,
at this
pull up
shit.
Tribune Building, and
No, hold on. I'm not done with this yet. This is insane, dude. Do you guys see what I'm seeing on your?
That's a
This is-
huge basical monument, and I think it was made out of bronze or something. Yeah. Yeah. So,
That's wild. All right. I'm gonna bring up what you got.
Okay.
You sent me
the
before.
thing
Mike.
about the
Keep going.
World's Fairs is they also have to
This is
do with
amazing.
Crystal Palaces. I did a video about that. It hasn't got a lot of traction, but I think I did a really good job on it, honestly. It's called The Lost Crystal Palaces, I believe I called it.
Okay.
Crystal Palaces were like also kind of go hand in hand with fairs. Well, there was a fair at the London Exhibition in 1851, was one of the big World's Fairs that happened in the 1850s, and was at the Crystal Palace. And this place got apparently moved. The whole thing, which is this huge Crystal Palace, got moved somehow. I don't know. The story of them moving stuff around is kind of funny. Like, so, and then it got burned, which is, they say, you know, probably burned intentionally down. So that building would just blow your mind as well. Things just start to just, once you start to like see it, you just start to,
You can't unsee it.
yeah, when you go to any,
Mike.
yeah.
Mike, this is what Mike just sent me. But dude, this is insane.
So if you look at that picture right there, so that is in Tartary back in 1893, right? So then I just sent you a picture of the Science and Industry Museum of
I
today.
think at Museum of Fine Arts, I believe it's called. Or,
It's the Museum of Science and Industry.
okay, Science and Industry. Okay.
Yeah, if you pull it up now, look at how crazy, like, very still, like, close it is.
Yeah, it's the same building. Yeah.
Yeah, like, in paper mache, though.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah.
okay. Yeah, so I mentioned that in my first intro to Tartaria, that basically that video, okay, the world's, that specific
Yeah, there it is.
building, right? How is that building, if they're all basically temporary, but that one still stands and the rest were destroyed? How, you know, it doesn't make
Why
the
is
story
that
kind
one
of,
still standing?
yeah,
it
it
makes
kinda-
no sense.
it kind
Or
of,
like the Tribune building. How did that not fall? You know, I sent that to Ant too. The Tribune building, I think, is like one of the best pieces they've ever built. Honestly, I mean, I lived in Chicago, so and I walked by it a lot. And you look at it, and like it just looks very old. You get like an energy around it, and it's always like, even in the summertime, it's got that nice coolness to it, like the temperature. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. Every time you walk by it, you're like, whoa.
oh,
there it is.
that's incredible. Yeah, these buildings,
so
yeah.
crazy, Mike.
It's so dope.
So crazy.
So, Steve, let me ask you this, man. Let's talk about your page a little bit. How'd the page get started? What was your inspiration to start doing a page? Because that's just like, this isn't a topic everybody knows about. So what was?
Oh, okay. I started watching, just watching YouTube. I started just, like I said, I got into Flat Earth. I believe, I think I said that. That kind of awakened me a lot. And then I started watching like John Levi, Michelle Gibson, if you heard of her.
Yeah.
I started watching these people, and I thought I gotta like explore this kind of stuff. Like they inspired me to like talk about it. But like I always watch Michelle Gibson. Like I watch hours of her stuff. Like she went over the whole Earth, and she went over different places on the Earth. Like she made like a grid of the Earth and went over different ley lines.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's fascinating. But she kind of had a boring voice. My dad was like, just turn her off. She's like, her monotone voice. I'm like, oh, sorry. And then I was like, okay, I got to start researching myself and going to these places. So I actually love traveling. That's one of my favorite things to do in the world. So I'm trying to, I'm just actually branching out now. I'm going on a big trip to 9 countries. I'm starting in Europe and India and Sri Lanka and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be
That's
documenting.
I thought it was 13, though.
Oh man. Wait, what?
I thought you were doing 13. I thought I heard in your podcast.
Oh no, just 9 countries right now.
9, that's sweet.
I've been to 7 countries. I'm going to expand it to 5, like 9 plus 7. Like I'm just trying to get all over the world, whatever.
That's
Are
awesome.
you
And,
not? I thought you were like throwing a number out there for a code or something, Florida Mike. You had me all,
Yeah, so did
Florida
I.
Mike,
I
you
was
had
like,
me
well,
all
this
sorts
is-
of confused, homie, with all this conspiracy shit.
13,
I don't
yeah.
know, bro. I'm like 13. All I'm thinking is like
13
13
families. When I hear
shit.
that, yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. I'm new to this conspiracy shit, so you scaring me,
So
bro.
what's your what's the most excited country what's the most anticipated one in your 9 as a 9?
So I'll be in. Okay, here we go. Well, if you're talking about Tartaria stuff, it will be probably I'm going to Scotland, and it's called Edinburgh. I don't know how to pronounce it. Edinburgh, I think I pronounce it. It's a really amazing city.
Okay.
And that's got just so much architecture there. I'm just gonna love it. Oh, Hungary, Budapest.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay, so there's
There's a lot of shit out there.
the Hungarian Parliament building. If you've ever seen that one before, that one was just, it's all made out of gold inside. It's just incredible. The thing is, I don't believe you can take footage inside. I don't believe, which is sad. I don't believe
Hungarian.
Parliament building.
You think if you wore like glasses with a camera inside of them, they would know?
Okay. They probably wouldn't. You know,
Because they do make those. They do make those.
Okay, all right. I'll have to try.
Wow,
that.
look at that fucking joint. Holy shit.
Yeah, that building is mind blowing.
You
That's
guys
funny. I
ready?
don't see it.
No.
Yo, you
He's-
know what it looks
not
like
on the
though?
screen yet. Hold
It
on.
looks like what's the building in Albany? The
Oh, the
exactly.
castle.
The Capitol building.
yeah.
Yes.
Downtown
No, it's
Albany.
not the Capitol
Not the
building.
good-
It's the big castle, Raj, along the
Along
I know exactly-
787. Yeah.
along 787.
Oh, I
Oh.
don't know what that's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what that
Hold
reminds
on.
me of.
I
Looking at
got you.
that.
You're on point, buddy. It looks just like it.
Oh,
That's
you know what? That's a good comparison. Yeah.
It looks just, the building we're talking about on 787.
Yes, exactly. You know what?
So
I-
that building is I
Look at
believe
me
it was like
solving Tartarian crime.
the old SUNY building. Yeah, insane because it looks just like it, dude.
It does.
Okay. I want to do more footage in Albany before this month before I go.
You should. You should.
Yeah.
This is wild, dude.
So
Go
that
ahead.
building is really incredible. And then what? There's a cathedral. There's basically what I think is that these buildings were power stations in the past,
Okay.
and so the pipe organs inside were used for healing frequencies, like the
With the
pipe organs.
vibrations?
Literally, yeah, the pipe organ can literally heal your organs. Like that's why they call it a pipe organ. And, like the sound actually resonates with your body and heals
Stop it.
you.
Is
And
that true?
It's all about
I've heard this
frequency,
before.
man.
The frequencies,
I mean,
It's
vibrations.
all
It's
about
real-
frequencies, baby.
I mean-
vibrations.
think about
Holy,
this.
you guys
The
are.
pipe-
I'm with
fucking
you.
making
Okay.
me lose my
I'm
mind.
with
pipe-
you.
Wait. The pipe organ is the most sophisticated instrument that exists. Like because it's built
Holy
inside the building, right? Think about it. How do they have to build the building with in mind the whole pipe organ? You know what I'm talking about? Like that takes a lot of sophistication and knowledge. Like today, we just repair the pipe organs. We don't actually build new pipe organs. We actually
Right.
we repair the old ones because they're so
Holy
they're
shit.
so awesome. And so and think about it. Each pipe organ is a unique instrument. They cost millions of dollars. Like it's priceless. I mean, that I don't think.
They
a
don't
lot of
build
them
them.
are-
Do they even build them today? Do they build them new?
They do like basically, but they're basically okay. Yes, they build pipe organs, but the reason you know what they're doing, they're basically taking the past and trying to rebuild it based on the past. They're basically like think about it this way: if you have alien stuff, I don't know how far you got into alien stuff, but like for example, like if we were to take a spacecraft and like try to redo the spacecraft based on now, it's not as good as the past. You know what I mean? It's not as
Right.
we're basically just trying to basically redo what we think we know based on the finding the spacecraft, right? That's kind of what the pipe organs are like. Yeah, we can build them, but I don't think they're even as good. Like, they're not as gonna.
And I bet back then too, they probably did it like the vibrations of the room, like and all that shit probably made a difference. Like the way they were, the frequencies of the
the
room,
building
the tones,
itself.
and the way the sound was ricocheting off the building.
Exactly. Okay.
Yup.
The buildings today have been modified slightly, which I don't think the healing frequencies are not exactly as present. You know what I mean? They can just modify it. Okay. The way I see it is that the controllers or whatever you call the realm people who own this place or whatever who want to do bad and stuff. I don't believe in like there is, I don't want to be doom and gloom, but there's people that want to see bad on the earth. They want to see
Yep.
evil done. So basically, what they did is they basically modified everything and they turned off all the free electricity. They just basically a lot of buildings are basically still built to incorporate free electricity, but they turned off the whole grid. They just
Yeah.
basically they switched it off. And that's the same with the buildings. They modify them slightly where it's not as. See, I think the old windows that are coming out of the buildings, they used to be open, so the sound can come out in a certain pattern. It's somatic frequencies. If you look at the stained glass windows, they're actually supposed to be open, like no glass there. I think it's supposed to be the sound is supposed to go out too and heal people from the outside too. So
Huh.
if you, I want to do more content on that and talk about that more. And so basically, one thing about the pipe organs is when I look at old buildings around the United States and stuff, I start to notice that there is so many pipe organs that have been destroyed. So many, which is really sad. Like how many of them have actually been moved, destroyed, altered, all that
Right.
stuff.
And
It's
people
just
don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so when you see a pipe organ in the old, like you in the past, you kind of it clues you into that. That's something you gotta investigate. Something about that building or that area was old world stuff. That was some cool going on there. And I did my recent video got a lot of traction called Lost New York. I did a video talk about New York architecture.
Yep.
And so, like, for example, did you know that there was a pipe organ inside of Manhattan, and it was like inside this big, huge, I forgot the name of it, but it was like a huge meeting hall basically in Manhattan that had like these grand columns, and it was like this huge open space. I think it was called like the Tabernacle or something. And basically they destroyed the whole thing. And it was like a pipe organ, and it was like people would meet up there. It was like a meeting place of people. And it was just incredible. And they just, whatever reason, they destroyed it. That kind of stuff was all over.
Whatever reason. We have
whatever
to,
reason.
What's
we
that
have to
reason?
figure out
man?
that
What's
these
that fucking
reasons.
reason?
The reason is that those kind of stuff were like, that's where healings, like, I don't think we're basically, it goes really deep, if you want to really know the truth. My opinion is that, and this is not a very like popular opinion, but I would say this, like, that we can be immortal, and like people don't, and people can choose, they want, if you die, it's your choice basically. And I know that sounds crazy to people, but like that
It doesn't though, because I heard in a conspiracy theory that these ancient people
Steve's got me
used to
thinking
live.
tonight. boy.
Raj, literally, I saw this thing, and it said that these guys used to live for like 1,000 years, 2,000 years. And I'm like, what?
Oh, okay.
No, I said, stop it. Is this true? This was back, like, this was back, like Tartaria. Like, this was back BC. Or, you know what I'm talking about, Florida Mike? That these guys.
I love frequency talk. I love vibrations and stuff like that.
So-
Like the tuning fork was very important back in the day.
The tuning
You know what I mean?
fork?
For healing. You never seen a tuning fork?
No.
It's like a heavy, like a
Oh, I know.
steel,
Sorry.
and they used to use that for like healing and medicine back in the day. And like the way they control your mind is by lower frequencies. So music, they do that through music a lot, to drive agendas through frequencies. But I like it for like meditation. I listen to music in high frequency. So like for healing and stress relief and stuff like that. I haven't gotten much into the meditation part, but I hear the two together is phenomenal.
Are you
Really?
talking about like 428 hertz frequency? Are you talking about like how that's been changed, altered a little bit? It's like,
Yes, yeah.
That if you listen to stuff in 428 hertz, there's a slight differentiation between 432 hertz.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost imperceptible to your conscious brain, but it creates such a more healing frequency. And I don't know how to do it, but apparently any artist can like put music in that frequency. Like there's a program.
Yes,
I don't know how to do it, but I know people do that all the time, and I think it works. Listening to that, you feel better. Absolutely, you feel better.
Absolutely. I listen to it right before golf tournaments. I put them in my earbuds, and I just put that frequency music on. And it's not people singing. It's just frequency and different frequency changes, sound and levels, and I help it to keep me relaxed and stress free. And but I also heard, I think, what is it, 528 or 536? They say you can open portals.
Interesting. Okay.
There's like a certain frequency. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I've looked into it, but you don't see. There was like one guy, they said once he did it, he disappeared.
411 shit, the interdimensional portals.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh, by the way, you like Missing 411?
Yeah. So did you know the guy that they do the documentary on is actually from Troy?
No, I didn't know that. But
Yeah, the Messick guy, he's from Troy. I went to school with his grandson.
Okay, I have a story about that real quick. I was going through my old books, and I was selling all my books just to make extra cash. I had so many books. Like, I sold the 411 books, but those sold for the most out of any of my books. The collection sold for $200 for that collection of 6 books, because people love that kind of stuff. And I was like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have sold it, but I sold it. So I love that documentary, Missing 411. I love that. I love those books. They were pretty cool. But I do want to say about so many things you just brought up here about frequencies, and I was talking about mortality, and there's something I had on my mind. Maybe it'll come back to me. But...
Sorry, we do that sometimes. We
Yeah,
just
That's
sit
okay.
around,
Just
hop
go.
around, and that's what we do a podcast for, bro.
No, I
It's
love this
like
kind of stuff. I
a
love
lot to
this.
talk about, man, and we can
It's
just go
you.
on
You
and on,
literally
you know?
spit out so many things that got me just fucking.
Yeah.
I think that's the way I want to present more. Is like I want to just blow people's mind. Like I don't necessarily have like a certain specific. I'm very kind of like all over the place, but I think it's cool because it gets your. I want people to go do the research and get like, yeah, I want to look up that. Like I want them to go in their own
Yeah,
rabbit hole in their mind.
I'm
You know?
Yeah.
dead serious.
I gotta
bro.
ask you. I gotta ask you this question, and these guys don't.
I have
fuck
a
with
page full of notes right now.
I love
Okay,
it.
awesome.
I love
Yeah,
it. I gotta ask you this.
I
'Cause
got tons of
I feel
screenshots.
like you do. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But you fuck with mushrooms, dude. Psilocybin.
Oh,
A little bit?
I love to. Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean,
I
I
just
haven't in a while. I'm not like.
no. Listen. This is not. Listen. This is again. I do a golf podcast where I really don't talk about it much, but it is my thing, and these guys laugh at me. But it opened my mind, bro.
I
to this-
understand.
He understands. He gets it over there. But dude, I'm telling you right now. Again, Raj is laughing at me right now. But does it not open your brain? Go ahead. You could spit it. You could tell me what your thoughts are of them. Go ahead. Mike is yours, man. Tell me all about your mushroom experiences.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear them.
Okay.
Yes, spit it.
All right. So, I mean, I've had some pretty big awakenings with them. I think they're great. Yeah, definitely opens your mind. Absolutely. And I've had like some crazy experiences where I like saw the energy between me and another person. Like I felt love on a deep level, like beyond this whole. Yeah. It's
These
profound.
guys don't get it. These guys just all right. So Florida Mike has done them many times, so I shouldn't speak for him. But Raj keeps saying he's scared. Raj loves cannabis, loves weed, and I love weed. Don't get me wrong, dude. I love weed. Raj, I'm not knocking weed. Still smoke, still love it. It's just a different thing.
Yeah.
It's
Chewing
a
a
totally.
gummy right now.
The thing is,
it's
if you
chewing
take-
the gum. Go ahead.
if you take mushrooms, you have to have like a level of like respect for it. Like it's gonna take you to where like it's gonna like basically. Okay, I had a friend who he took like 25 grams once or something, and like
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit.
he
Let's
said he said
go. I
he
love
said
it.
he said he found himself. I'm like, yeah, I bet you would find yourself. You know. And,
Yeah, in a fucking ditch.
Am I crazy that am I crazy that like I'm down with that? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm so comfortable with it, but whatever.
yeah,
Go ahead.
you know,
Listen, I think I was 23. I got to 20. I couldn't imagine 25.
Well,
I couldn't believe- I
couldn't believe I did
feel like
20.
I feel like as an adult, Raj, I
I would
like,
never do it again.
So I feel like as an adult, let me just tell you guys, like I've done it many times now in the last year, and again, I'm very comfortable with it. I'm telling you guys right now, if you guys paid for it and you gave me 25 grams right now to fucking grind up and put in a shake, I promise you I would drink that. shit,
yeah,
bro.
no doubt. I mean,
I
believe you.
guarantee you, I promise. But yeah, no, it's some wild shit. But anyways, go ahead. Go ahead. What do you got
Okay.
about it? It's just some
I
fun
also-
shit. I love them.
I've done actually I've done a lot of ayahuasca, a couple times ayahuasca.
Oh, tell me about that, dude.
Okay,
Some good shit.
all
I
right.
heard
so-
life changing. But go ahead. I
Okay.
want to know.
Okay, so I did it in Vermont, and it was part. I think you should do it in ceremony. Like you can take it by yourself if you want, whatever. But I think it was
You
good
have
to
like
take
an
it.
actual. What do they call the person? A shaman. An actual
Shaman.
shaman. Right. Right.
So okay, all right. So
Shut up, Mike.
the thing about it is that I had 2 nights. The first night I didn't feel anything, and they're like, the shaman's like, well, you're gonna have it's got a not a vision. It's like you just don't get a vision. I'm like, damn, like that sucks. He's like, you just gotta pray and just gotta meditate. And so I didn't. I think fasting is like one of the best things, by the way. So especially if you fast and take mushroom fast and do these kind of things, it intensifies it. So
It does.
okay, so that day I didn't eat anything. I went hiking in the mountains. I came back. Second day of ayahuasca. I'm like laying down, and no joke, like this thing came over my consciousness. Like it was like a thing that broke through a dome in my head. And it crashed through a dome. It was like, and it was like something that just like God or something said. Humans are not in control. He said. That's all he said. Like, and it just made. I felt like the most love I ever, like a hug from the universe. That was like the deepest hug I ever felt. Just this serene, like it's just it goes deep.
Dude,
And then
every single person in every single podcast, Roger, that I listen to about that, they say it's life changing. They love everything about it, bro. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. And I would, again, I am open for any. I am such a supporter of anything that's on that mind. Like, I don't want to go into my story and with my problems, but put it this way, dude. Mushrooms saved my life in many ways, saved my marriage.
Okay. You
It
know
did.
what?
Go
I
ahead.
need to get more back. Like I never felt the need to like do like high doses. Like I actually really think I would benefit from this at this time in my life. My friend who's is all about it. Like he takes them like all the time. And so I'm gonna be visiting on working on a farm, organic farm, in May with him, and he's gonna offer me tons of mushrooms. I'm sure this time I'm gonna
So
probably
you need-
yeah.
So you need,
Microdose.
here's the deal. Here's the deal. So you need. I'm telling you right now.
Microdose that shit.
You could either microdose. You could either like microdose 5 days in a row and then take 2 days off. The way I like personally doing it, I mean, I'm tripping balls right now. I'm not gonna lie to you right now. And
Okay.
I'm loving every single second of this. I'm taking in this whole fucking episode. It's incredible to me. But I would prefer the higher dosage and like doing less. A lot of people like doing the micro and doing it like every day. I do it like once. Well, I mean, people think this is a lot. I once or twice a week, I guess, is a lot for mushroom. But dude, it's a fungi. I tell Raj this. We smoke weed. We've been putting cannabis and what's the word I'm looking for? Natural medicine into our body our whole life, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, and Raj thinks I'm crazy. These mushrooms are fucking amazing, dude. As he's rolling up a J, I love it. I love it so much, and I love my cannabis. I do. But I'm begging Raj, dude. You got to trip with me some night, dude. You gotta. What do you got, Raj?
time, bro?
You don't got
time.
You just scared? No, you're scared. You're scared. Tell me
Bro,
you're scared.
at
That's
what
why you
point in
gotta- that's
time
why
do
you
I
microdose.
have? At what point in time do I have enough time to go and take a dose to where I can trip out and not have to go to work, or be with my daughter, or do something?
Oh yeah.
You
yeah.
got time.
You smoke a joint, I can still be on the move, brother.
Yeah.
I promise you, it's functioning. It is.
I haven't tripped since
I
1999, dude.
Oh wow.
There's definitely benefits to both, but like I enjoy, especially because I don't hang out with a lot of people. I enjoy microdosing. Keeps me focused, keeps all the bad brain fog out, keeps me
Sure does.
motivated. You know, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't
Oh
drink
man,
any
I'm
of that.
like addicted to coffee. That's.
I drink a ton of
Yeah.
coffee, dude. I'm with you. I drink too much
Coffee's
coffee.
good for you. It's just not all the crap you put in it.
No, yeah, you gotta be really careful. Yeah.
That is totally
it.
true. But
Coffee
yeah,
is
dude,
good for you.
But I'm telling you right now, though. Listen, if your buddy's gonna give you some mushrooms to try them, dude. And again,
No, yeah, I do take them. Like
No.
I'm not, but I never really like. I feel like I just didn't really like get my own supply of like
Dude.
for myself. Like I always like feel like he gives me a little bit. I want to take a hero dose at some point soon. Yeah,
dude. So
well,
I legitimately like have grinded up on a Friday night a half ounce, and it is fucking incredible on a
Yeah.
Friday night. Trust me when I tell you, it's
It's Friday night.
my
and
Friday
I'm
night.
alone.
Nah, it's fun, dude. It's fun. Again, it's my wife loves it too. We have date nights and shit together. Like when the kids, she'll only do this when like the kids are at grandparents' houses overnights, and then we just take a bunch and we'll watch movies and we'll laugh our asses off. It's the only time we can really let loose. It's a ton of fun. I love mushrooms. I'm all for it, buddy. Natural medicine, baby. Raj, what are you doing over there? Rolling one up? What do you got from me?
I'm chilling, man. I'm
Let's
chilling.
go,
letting you
baby.
go on your
Sucking it
little
all in.
fucking.
And we're talking
I'm just
mushrooms.
listening to you go on your I love
love it.
mushroom rant.
I love it.
You always
All right,
do
so
when you're
listen.
fucked up on
All right, so
mushrooms.
listen. Tell me a little bit about you visited here, I believe, and this is in our
There you go.
backyard.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, done a live video there. Yeah.
Yeah. I love this place. This is Oakwood Cemetery. We come here all the time for walks. Okay. This building is actually a crematorium, right, Raj, where they burn the bodies.
Yes, sir.
But man, I mean,
There's
this building is incredible.
gargoyles. And there's
Tell me a little
copper
bit.
on the top.
Go ahead. Yes, there is gargoyles. I'll find
Yeah.
out.
Okay. So the gargoyles, by the way, they're actually supposedly to put like water runoff or something. That's what they.
Yep.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. There's copper, which is a very valuable thing in the past, and this reminds me a lot about Albany Capitol building as well. If you look up closer to some of the beautiful
Okay. Yep.
ornamentations and stuff,
Yeah.
I just think this was built by like this is the old world architecture. This is the old style. This is like how things were in the past. This is everything was like this in the past. You know. Yeah.
There's
this
so much of that. There's the armory in Albany.
Incredible. Yeah.
Um,
And then there was this building that I brought up earlier. I
I gotta
questions
find
about
that
the
one.
building.
That's incredible. Where's
It's
it?
it's right on the river, and it is called the Fortress. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like a lot of questions. I guess supposedly it has no nobody knows who built it, no like blueprints. Nobody knows.
Wow.
It's
Okay,
all
that'd be great to
questions.
talk about. Yeah, that'd be
Yes.
great.
I
To
wonder
look
if
at.
that's where the old brick furniture company used to be.
I don't know. It's right. So like Troy
Down
and
by
Albany,
Russell Sage.
Troy and Albany has a ton of history and all of that stuff because we're right on the river. A lot of back then, a lot of business was done. So that's what I believe.
What's a
anyways.
beautiful building in downtown Troy is the Pioneer Savings Bank for its
Oh, I
old
got that.
school. Not the Troy, the Pioneer.
Okay, let's see.
Is that it,
something like
Raj?
that. No, it's the one down the street a little bit.
That kind of looks like the city. No, the
But like, look at that architecture.
Even
of
that
shit.
building, though.
You're
Yeah,
not
dude,
doing
this is
it.
So-
big.
yeah. There's the columns, and then there's the little like the ornamentations are just they're incredible.
The detail, and again, like Troy has a lot of these houses. Raj over in like South
Oh,
Troy
yeah.
or Albia area, all
Oh, yeah.
those those things, those houses. Like he's.
I said, oh yeah.
I know who
And
built.
are you guys in Troy like directly
We
down?
grew up- Yeah, we
Oh, you
grew
grew
up born and raised in Troy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, Raj, those places, dude, those mansions over there. Didn't like a lot of the presidents, I believe, that were in the area live in some of those houses in Albia? Dude, I'm telling you, I know the history
I'm not sure.
of Albany.
But Emma Willard, the school itself up there, there's probably some Tartarian history to that
That's
place.
another
too.
one. Is Emma Willard? That's another one. Have you ever looked into that one?
No.
Emma Willard? No,
No.
that's another
used to
one.
be- It's up on Pauling Avenue. It used
I'm
to
gonna
be,
take some notes here. Yeah.
Yeah, Emma Willard in Troy is a really good one. Gotta
used to be a
some
college
Tartarian.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
No,
I'm gonna be looking some shit up, man. That Crystal
I-
Palace shit.
Oh
the
yeah.
new chronology.
The timeline. Yeah, look at that. And I did a video called "Was Tartaria a Food-Free Society?" I thought that was pretty cool because I think of it this way: that in the past, right? I don't think that the people who built the stuff had to use the bathroom. Like I think that they didn't use toilets and stuff. I think they were just advanced, to the point. Like because they don't all the buildings don't factor in bathrooms. They were added in after. I'm almost certain of that because
That's
there's
a wild theory,
okay.
dude.
There's a
Were they
place
really?
called
That's
there's a place
insane.
called
Whoa.
the Ponce de Leon Hotel, right? Which is in Florida, which is
Down in
built
Miami.
it's in
Sent to
Coral
Augustine.
Gables.
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine.
Okay.
Okay, this hotel, right? Was
It's sick.
500
Look it up, Ant. It's pretty sick.
Yeah,
What's it called?
I've
Like
been
2
there.
hours
for
for me.
personally. Yeah, 500 rooms, right? With like one bathroom was built with it. House 500 room hotel, but with only one bathroom. It just is. It's kind of like a logical fallacy because, like, for example, also the place called in the Palace of Versailles in France
Yeah.
also did not have pretty much any bathrooms at all, which is in Grand Palace.
Damn.
So the thing is I think they didn't build. I think whoever built it was too basically. I'm saying that having to basically eject waste, having our waste and stuff like that. We are. I don't think that about us as now, but like we're not as advanced. We're not. It's not as like I fast a lot. I'm learning about how to fast because I learned that it's not a pleasant experience to have to use
What's the
bathroom.
longest you fasted?
I did recently this month. I did 21 days in juice fast,
No shit.
but I'm trying to work my way up to it.
Damn, Gandhi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that. Is that it though, Mikey? With the building itself?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me bring it up a little
That
better.
building was only built with like one bathroom originally. Yeah.
So Steve, are you saying kind of maybe the Tartarian weren't necessarily humans in a way?
I'm saying that. Yeah, I guess I would say yeah.
Are you saying extraterrestrial type things?
well,
or
I personally think that
Anunnaki.
that we are on a flat plane, right?
Yeah.
And that there's not other lands. I mean, sorry, they're not other things are not out there in the sky. They're out there on the other lands that come.
On
and
the
they
other
can-
side of the wall, baby.
Exactly. Yeah, they can
Wow.
come in.
This is every. Why do I feel like this was already
Yeah.
told to me? Florida
Yeah.
man.
So,
Fucker.
yeah, but they're extraterrestrial in terms of like our little sphere inside the ice wall, but they're not extraterrestrial. You can't land on Mars. You can't land on these places. That's all fake, But you can they can come over from other lands to us. But I also recently
Through the ocean.
a friend sent me a video that somebody. I tend to think it's pretty legitimate, though. Of course, you could debate it, but that basically there was this thing where people were trying to go towards the ice wall, and there was a gap in the ice wall, and this person was trying to go out there, and then there was a massive wave that came, and the reason the wave came was that somebody turned a switch to turn the wave on to make people go away.
Huh.
Like,
A
yeah,
defense
so like,
system.
yeah,
The,
yeah,
like Truman
exactly.
Show, maybe
Like,
a little
you
bit
know-
like Truman
Well,
Show?
yeah.
No,
the Truman
like
Show is
Captain
pretty-
Phillips hit the hoses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there is a theory that it's called the Serpent's Gate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And you go up to this thing and you walk in and people say like the stories that like everything turns cold, like empty, and you get like this feeling something's watching you as you're walking. And right when you get to the end, the serpent shows up and like warns you, that once you cross, you may not come back and like all this other stuff. And like they say,
Okay.
like they leave their body. They said that like people have said that they've left their body.
I gotta look more into that. I barely heard it, but it sounds fascinating.
I've heard of the Serpent Mounds, but
The
that's about
Serpent's
it.
Gate.
Okay.
But it's just
Admiral
stories.
Byrd, baby.
Like there's no like Admiral Byrd, Antarctic Treaty.
Yeah,
Yep.
Admiral Byrd. Just look into that stuff. It's fascinating. Yeah.
Isn't it really though? Like it's so crazy when you look into it and like then the
See,
backstory of what happens to him
Yeah.
and shit. It's fucking
But
nuts.
the thing about history is like, here's the thing. Okay, I believe there was a reset, and so the reset, the latest that up until like the 1940s, they were still destroying the old. Even now they're still destroying, but they're saying like 1940 was like the end of the real big of the reset of destroying things and changing over
Mhm.
things. Like from like the 1800s to 1940s was like a big huge reset period. Yeah. So like I'm saying that any history before that, the dates of the buildings is all questionable. It's all up for debate. It's all you shouldn't believe a word you hear about any of that stuff until you like think about it and verify it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Wild shit, man.
So
Wild
what are your thoughts of like all this Elon in space? What is he doing? What's he trying to do if your belief is all this is fake? Like what's your thoughts on Elon and you know what I mean? I'm curious.
Blowing up at the firmament. Yeah.
I think that's what's
Oh.
happening. I think they are
Well-
blowing up. I think they are blowing up, but they're hitting something obviously. They're
Well-
hitting something.
Are you talking about sending rockets up or something? Or-
Yeah, in general. Just like what this
Um,
guy is doing. Like what's your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't think he can go up there. I know that for sure. I don't think he can go out there. I don't think it's possible. I think there's those things are basically little luminaries. They're firmament, and there's luminary. Planets are called luminaries, so they're lights in the sky.
Yes.
And if you watch this, the best video about it is a guy named Wakey Wakey on YouTube. I would love that guy. Just man, he did a whole video on that just broke it all down. Just so good.
I'll see if I can reach out to him and get him on. We'll fucking talk about it.
There you go. It makes
heard about it?
Yeah, and see, like, and the thing about Tartarians too, like, they describe them as giants, and I think it has a huge part, frequency in your third eye. I think, right, like your pineal gland, your third eye, they say.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think if like, because you're always told in your research you only use 10% of your brain. We brought this up earlier. I think the more you use, the less you rely on food and other things, because your energy, your third eye is open. You're a little more powerful. They say, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you have your mind open, you can grow.
All the shit
You'd
we eat
have
in our
to.
food now.
So I
and
think
all the
therefore you'd be
poisons.
a giant, and that's why they point.
Well, our physical body, I don't think is meant to basically age. Like our
Right.
body is supposed to actually regenerate. Like
Right.
you know how you get a cut and it heals. Our whole body is always designed to heal and designed to like grow, basically. So if we were introduced with food, I think we would actually you could grow in stature over time. Yeah, I think it's possible. Like that's a whole, just a kind of a wild ball thing out there, but I think it's
Yeah.
possible. But in terms of giants, I think there were giants in the past, but I don't. There's obviously doors that were built for giants in the past. It's very
Yeah.
common. You know, there's all these objects that you find that were like giant books and giant things.
Like, have you seen like the things with like the mountains?
Oh,
where,
I
like,
come-
Sleeping
Like
giant.
one looks like a giant, and then they had one like of an alligator, like a
okay.
giant
One looks like
alligator,
Moana.
and then
So-
there's one like there was like a dinosaur, like not a dinosaur, but like a large animal that was
So
this
that
mountain.
gets trippy thinking about what is the physical actual Earth? What was it before? And like my idea is that like we've like terraformed the crap out of Earth. You know, we changed it to like somebody has changed it all to like fit our needs, you know. Like I don't even know how they would do it, but they've changed the whole Earth, you know. I mean, who made all the canals and stuff? And I think the rivers are all man-made. Like the river streams and everything, they're all like
Yeah.
they're all
I
been
think,
freaking, yeah.
I think the Great
design.
Lakes are man-made,
Yeah.
because if you look back when you're looking like through like Tatarian research and stuff,
Yeah.
and like the whole like Chicago area, which it wasn't called Chicago, there was like Chilago or something like that.
Chilaga, yeah.
If you look at it right where it is, there's no lake. It's just rivers.
Interesting.
If you look at it, and I think like some maps even dated back from like when I was looking, it was like 1526, you know,
Wow.
and then it went up to like even at 1893, it almost looked like there was no lake.
Oh wow.
So it's interesting. Like, so if like the mud floods happened, did it create the lakes? Is that
I don't
possible?
know. What I do know is that there's my friend told me this thing was really interesting called the Inland Passage, which is basically if you look at a map from like all the way from Florida to the East Coast, the whole East Coast, it's all there's like a little canal in between all the way up the whole coast of the United States. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like a barrier, where, you know, that would have to be built. It had to be man-made. There's no way, you know what I mean? Like a whole little there's like a waterway that goes all the way from like Halifax,
Right.
Canada to like Florida. It's like called the Inland Pass. Like you never taught about that, you know, in school or anything like that. It's like
No,
what
of course
the-
not.
Yeah, it's like what the heck? Like what is that? You know, like how did they? You know what I mean? It's like there's like it's all, but you know, there's like a beach, you know, an island, and then there's the water, it's called, and then there's a passage you can take. So it's like, you know, I never think about that. How did that get built and stuff like that?
It's insane.
Also,
there's so many rabbit
This
holes.
world is insane. The whole actual infrastructure of the world, like who built the railroads and stuff, and who did all this stuff, and it's like
Roger's got a theory on that.
yeah.
Well, the
Like-
railroads, right, Raj?
Yeah, I don't like to say their name though. I can tell you
Oh,
off air.
okay.
Yes.
All right. Also, the whole idea that we call it manifest destiny we learned in school is complete crap. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like so they say that basically we went like with horse and bug, you know, these little carriages, whatever, out to west.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but freaking San Francisco was, how did that get freaking built, you know, like so fast? And it's such a big city, you know, it's like
Right.
San Francisco's got like crazy history. And they're saying that it was just like a gold rush town that just popped up out of nowhere and just all of a sudden, how the heck do you just build a city out of nowhere? Like it doesn't, man. it's
Bless
just-
you.
That was
Okay.
that must.
I'm going to be on a channel. I'm going to be on Old World Exploration pretty soon, I think, on March 25th. Have you heard of him before? Chris with Old World Exploration. I'm really
No.
excited about that. Yeah. You have to
Roger
check.
That's
might
cool.
know. What's his name?
Yeah. Old World Exploration.
Let me look it up.
He's got like
Pull it up. Pull it up, Jamie. Pull it up.
he's got like 30, almost 40,000 subscribers. So I only got
Old
like
World. How do you spell it again? Old World I'm sorry.
Exploration.
Exploration. I got you.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna be on his channel, and he also interviewed a guy named Eddie O Knows.
There you
Which
go.
okay, so he I'm really excited to connect with him and try to do a channel with him because a podcast with him too as well. He like basically talks about this stuff, but he talks with AI and he does like YouTube videos about it. He'll basically dive into the history of places with the AI
Yeah.
and just prove how phony the history is. Like based on the AI will basically answer the question, you know, so he can have a dialogue with somebody at least, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the AI can just pick up all the information and provide it to him, right? But
Yep.
you can see by talking
Yeah.
to someone about it, you can see how ridiculous it is. Like the idea of it is, you know, like yeah. So yeah, this is the guy I'm going to be on his channel March 25th, I think. He
Nice,
does
man. Congrats,
Tuesdays.
bro.
He does,
Awesome.
yeah. So he
Let's go.
basically goes to these
I
places.
I just subscribed, by the way, and as I did
Yeah.
with yours, what
He's
are you
like-
up to? What's your numbers up to?
I'm like 3,000 subscribers, but
That's
I-
good,
Yeah.
dude. Listen,
You
dude,
get
Yeah.
good numbers
YouTube
on
is
your
a
videos,
grind.
though. Too,
I'm
though,
at
dude.
60, okay, on my podcast. I got
Oh, okay.
2,100 on Instagram. I'm begging people to follow me and subscribe. I'm begging them on YouTube.
Okay.
Like I'm like, yo, just go hit the subscribe button. I don't care if you follow anything. And
Yeah.
I don't know. YouTube's a different game, dude.
So I'm monetized on YouTube, which is cool. So I get money
That's
from
dope.
That's
little
great,
kickback.
dude.
Just a little bit, you know. I mean,
Love
just,
it.
I start off, you know.
No,
So-
that's all.
And I
Congrats,
sent
dude.
you
That's
some
great.
stuff of those mountains.
Yeah, this guy's videos are just
This is really cool stuff. I just subscribed to him as well.
Yeah,
So
so
cool.
I just want to collaborate with people who can help, you know, get the
Sure.
word out. And
Yeah, dude.
Michelle Gibson, autodidacted. Yeah, all these people are.
Yeah, I've
Pretty
heard of
good.
Michelle Gibson
Incredible,
before.
dude.
When you come next time you come up to this area, hit us up, man. The 518. We'd love to do a little collab and fucking do
Yeah.
some Troy Tartaria or
That would be fun.
Okay,
dude.
I mean, I'm in right now. I'm in New York. I'm close to you all.
Hey, listen, we'll take
yeah,
a
because
bunch.
I seen you up in Saratoga and Greenwich. the
Right
other
now, I'm
day.
in Saratoga area. Yeah.
Raj,
yeah.
let me-
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
close,
you're not
yeah.
far.
Let me tell him the
Yeah,
secret.
I'll definitely be
We'll
in
take-
touch. Yeah.
We'll
sure.
take a bunch of me and you will take a bunch of mushrooms together. I'll supply. We'll take a shitload. These guys
Okay.
will get
They
stoned.
just go
and we'll-
exploring. That sounds like
Yeah,
so much
dude.
Oh
fun.
my gosh,
Dude,
yeah,
doesn't
all right,
it?
all right.
I think
It
Florida
does.
Mike
I am
really
down
needs
for
to.
that. Yeah.
Sounds
Right?
amazing.
I'll be watching these two fucking wander in the woods.
Nah,
Fucking
dude.
coyotes
You
No, you gotta
chasing
do it with
assholes.
them, man.
You
It'll
just
be the
don't
time of your
understand,
life,
bro.
man.
You
I
just
mean, I'll
don't
be going
understand.
to some buildings with like that. Yeah, I'll be looking at the architecture.
Wouldn't it be
yeah.
so fucking fun? Tell me that would be amazing. So I'll supply.
Yeah.
Dude, the energy would be off the charts, dude. The vibes would be crazy.
All right.
You would have so much fun. I can
Oh my
promise you that.
gosh. All
Raj will just begin stoned and laughing at us, which
Yeah.
is
Raj
fine.
would be the
I love it. I
Raj would be
respect
the dad.
Listen, I don't
Oh,
force.
okay.
I don't force. I really, truthfully, I learned my lesson. I don't
No,
force
you
this shit
can't,
on
you can't.
people anymore. We've
Nah.
got to let them accept it and do it themselves.
Nah,
but-
yeah.
It's been a ton of fun, man. This has been an amazing podcast, bro.
Yeah, this is
All
a dope
right.
episode.
Thanks for having me
man,
on. I
sure.
really appreciate it.
For
I love
sure.
talking to you guys. Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
We'll get you back.
And I
on
sent you
soon down
pictures
the
of those
road.
mountains on Instagram.
Okay.
You sent
all
them to me.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to bring that? Let me bring that up
Bring it
before.
up real quick.
Sure. Let me bring that up. I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Before we close out though, what do you got coming up that your followers can expect to see?
Well, I'm working on a video of, like on Mount St. Michael, like we talked about it earlier. I showed you a picture of that earlier. Like just showing how amazing it is and talking
Yeah.
about it.
That is really cool.
I'm also gonna be on that channel March 25th, Old World Exploration,
Yes.
talking with them, and I'm going to be traveling all over Europe and Sri Lanka, India in April.
That's
so
gonna be
I
awesome.
love
In like
that,
30
dude. I'll
days.
be
So,
following your journey.
I'm gonna
dude.
try
I'll
to
be
do live
following.
videos at different architecture spots, as much as I can. So it's
I
just gonna be
love
like,
it.
hey, pop on, like, hey, look at this architecture. I don't know
That's
the
so
details.
sweet.
You know what I
That's
mean?
so
Yeah,
cool.
it's just like
Cool.
it's like gonna be like basically me exploring for the first time. So I'm not like knowing all the details, but you guys can see it too. As like a newcomer. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Super
incredible. I'm
So
bringing it up.
I want to do Albany before I go, at least once or maybe once more. Do some live videos in Albany, and maybe
Mike,
be up with
this
you
is
guys if I have
crazy,
time.
dude.
So
Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah,
the
I'm kind of
schedule's
busy
linked
like
up
with
for
work.
sure.
I'm working like every day, most days before I go, so I can save all the money for the travel expenses. But
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna try to squeeze in some other videos too. Yeah.
There you
So-
go.
So bear with me, guys. I'm bringing this other page up. This is crazy though, Mike. Hold on. I'll share it with you guys. I'll share it with what I'm seeing.
And like,
that's
what's
the
it
thing,
called,
too, they hide it,
is
bro. I think
incredible.
Ant, you got the kids. The movie Moana, the fucking island,
Yeah,
the whole
Sleeping Giants.
the whole
Yep.
goal of the first movie is to wake up the island.
Yeah.
You
So
gotta-
here
Oh,
you go.
movies have a lot to do with things. Yeah, movies have a lot to do
Yeah.
with them.
So
Oh,
you got
yeah.
a landform, Mike. This is a landform face, Indian heads. This was in a rock formation.
Look at that.
This is incredible. You guys see what I'm seeing scrolling through here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
Wow, this is incredible. Look, it kind of looks like he's throwing up clouds.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Chief Wahoo.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, dude, look at that. Do you guys see that?
Yeah. It
This
looks
is
like a
so-
space. Yeah. Wow.
This is
Dude, and there's
incredible.
others like the ones you see of like the giant animals, like almost like there's one of it's
I've
like
seen like an
King
elephant
Kong.
one before.
Yeah,
This
there's one of
is
like
good,
it looks
too.
like King Kong. Like look at that one with the face, the giant's face is laying down.
Dude, that's a face. That's a
That
face.
is a face, 100%.
That's a fucking face. Right there. That looks like an Indian laying down. Right? Is that the
Oh,
face
yeah.
of an
Oh
Indian?
my gosh.
Do you guys see what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
just
wild.
look. Yeah, look up giants in mountains or giants made into mountains, and you see some crazy like.
This
There's
is
like the one of
unbelievable.
Peru. There's one I sent you of Peru. This the mountain in Peru. It
And
was
I think
crazy.
a lot of this goes back to Native Americans too, bro. Like look at this face. This is a Native American, dude, in this mountain. There's no doubt.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
wild.
Oh,
shit.
we don't know telling what kind of giants they were. You know what I mean? We're
Right.
just
And are these places like all around the world, basically?
yeah, all around the
Oh,
world.
wow.
That's what this is what I think.
Send him this link, Mike, that you sent
I
me.
sent him one. I sent him one of the Peru, the one in Peru. If you do
Yeah, and
giants,
I'll send you this video, the same link as well that I'm looking
Dinosaurs
at.
never existed. The bones they find are Nephilim giants.
Oh, yeah, the dinosaur thing is complete. Yeah, junk. I think.
Dinosaurs are complete bullshit.
I love
Complete
this.
bullshit.
Let's see. Can we keep going with this podcast, guys?
This
Or
is
you guys
good,
done?
right?
I'm just getting into it, boy. I'm just getting into it, but whatever. No, we're good. This is just
No,
all.
this is a good podcast here.
This
we're
is
gonna-
incredible.
We'll close out. We're gonna do a quick little 5-10 minute recap of this episode. Steve, the Tartarian Explorer, man, we really appreciate your time. Appreciate you jumping on. Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you?
Okay, YouTube, Tartarian Explorer. I also have Instagram, which is, I think, Tartarian Explorer as well. Might be an underscore there, I think.
Underscore in the middle on that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about. I have Instagram and YouTube, and I got another Instagram called Steve the Explorer on this my personal Instagram, which I also post a lot there too.
Cool, man.
So I'm trying to reach out to more platforms, but that's all I got right now.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
you're my new favorite follow, bro. My new
Oh,
favorite
thanks.
follow.
It's such
Really
cool shit,
appreciate
dude.
you coming on, man. This was so fun.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I really more do like a lot of live videos. Yeah, I do. I tend to more do want to do that. It takes a lot of effort to put videos together, guys. It really does. Like I want to do more.
Listen, dude.
I wish I had the time more to do it.
I
but-
run a podcast, and I
It's
know.
tough, man. We get it.
I
Believe
know.
me.
Yeah,
Trust
yeah.
me. I know, dude. It's a lot of time and it's a lot of work, but you know, it's fun, and there is people out there that appreciate what we do.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me doing it, bro. That's what keeps me doing it, my guy. So it's been a ton of fun, man. Really has.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
yeah, awesome episode. I'm trying to send you that picture now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
definitely.
I already
Look
sent
up.
it to him.
Yeah,
And enjoy,
awesome.
if we don't talk to you, enjoy your trip, man. I'm real excited to see what some of the stuff you come up with. Safe travels as well.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. Thank
Oh,
you
I
so
Awesome,
much.
can't send it to him yet. I can't send it to him yet until he accepts a friend request.
All right, we're gonna take a
Okay.
quick break
Awesome.
and we'll be right
Appreciate
back.
you. We'll be
All right.
chatting. Thanks, buddy.
We're back here. We'll chop it up real quick. We're good. 5-10 minutes. What you guys think, man? That's a pretty cool episode.
Dude, incredible. Incredible. Really appreciate his time for coming on. I know Raj was just laughing about my 10-minute rant about mushrooms.
Anytime
Sorry,
he does
sorry,
mushrooms, he
listeners.
wants to
Sorry,
tell
got off.
everybody how good it is. When Ant's on a good one, he wants to let everybody know.
Oh, yeah.
You do mushrooms?
buddy.
You should do mushrooms. If you don't do mushrooms, you should do mushrooms. You know why you should do mushrooms? Yeah.
Listen, all right,
know,
I
bro.
got
We
you.
know.
I got you. But listen, he's on board to go.
Super cool, man. He's actually not too far away from us right now. Which
No.
is cool. So
We'll
we
go.
can link
I
up
want
and-
to do that, dude. I want to go adventuring and go like along the Hudson and fucking check these buildings out. So there, you know, there's a lot of history, bro. Where we should go
Where's that?
and along the Hudson, like South Troy. Like if you park your car, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, you just have like a slur.
What are you laughing at? No, in South Troy. What are you talking about? Like where you park your car in the river. I said a slur.
It sounded like that.
Yeah, all that.
Like
Gotcha.
Sylvester the Cat or whatever.
Mushrooms, guys, mushrooms. But Raj,
Yeah. I'm
you-
sorry.
you gotta-
I heard it. I couldn't help it.
listen, where you know what I'm talking about, right? On the river.
Yeah.
Okay. If you park your car right there, I think it was called like the industrial area or wherever it is. If you walk up, you know what I'm talking about?
Where on the river?
Mm,
Down below by like
Rensselaer.
Speedway by Hudson Valley.
like Rensselaer, where there was a fort.
Oh, you're
so-
talking down there? Yeah. I know you're talking
Fort.
about.
There's a spot in Rensselaer called Fort something, and then if you park
Yeah.
your car there, you could walk up like there's just like a dirt path, and there's a lot of like old buildings and warehouses and shit.
Yeah, dude. That building that I don't know what it is now, the education building or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
That building is so cool. It's legit exactly what that castle looked like. Right
Oh,
here
in Albany, dude.
Yeah,
Oh my God, spitting image. Isn't it crazy?
it's crazy.
Who did it? Who really built these things, bro? Who built them? Come on.
I don't know, man, but Steve was on his game. He knows his shit. He was well versed in a little bit of everything from flat Earth to.
He
I mean,
was.
he put me on that. I'm gonna be looking up that Crystal Palace shit, that new chronology. Dude,
Oh,
that
yeah.
had me mind blown. Like
So
all these
cool, dude.
events happening at the same time, but they space them out to make it look like it happened at all different periods of time.
Yeah.
That's a crazy conspiracy to think about. Like I've never went there with it, like in my head. So that was I love.
And
Like
he
this
knows
is why we're
about the ley
doing this.
lines and everything too, man. The ley lines and all that. We should have him back on and just for like a regular, just chop it up, not necessarily Tartarian talk, space
Yeah, he
talk.
knows his shit.
whatever.
We could do a flat Earth episode. We could probably do a lot of things with him, man. He's well versed in the game, dude. In
Yeah,
the
he's
That
game.
was fun.
smart dude. One of my new favorite follows, dude, for sure. I love the shit. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man.
I don't even want to do golf podcasts anymore, man. I want to do conspiracy shit. I was literally
We're
Rod.
getting ready to wrap up, and he's like, "Yo, I could just keep going right now. I could just keep going."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Rod, no,
Bro,
funny
yeah,
though.
man.
Mike's laughing too because he knows that he was on my podcast that we just recorded
Yeah.
and was I like hurrying it up at the end trying to wrap it up, Mike?
Oh yeah.
Did you sense that or no?
Oh yeah. 100%. With a big old smile on your face.
Yeah, I'm like, we gotta hurry
We'll
this
just start
up.
going. Right. Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, we just gotta like, I'm no, Adam wanted to keep it going, is what I'm saying. I wanted to
Yeah.
wrap
Adam
this up.
wouldn't shut up.
Well, and I wanted to get to the conspiracy podcast, and Adam was like, "No, I want to keep this thing going." He goes, "I want to keep the golf talk going," which is fine, whatever. I love it and
Yeah, we
everything.
had fun, man.
It was fun, but this podcast is where it's at, dude. I have more fun, I think, on the conspiracy talk, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Get your brain spinning.
It's
Get your brain spinning, man, for
hard,
sure.
bro, and it's fun. Again, it's fun. It's awesome.
Back
I
to
love it.
back,
Hell yeah.
good episodes, 2 good guests, and let's do a quick recap of last week too with Mark, man. That was from my Mark Steve, so my family thinks I'm crazy. That was, dude. I listened to that twice back over because there was so much knowledge dropped
Info
in
he
that
has.
fucking
Yeah.
episode. I'm
Yeah.
sitting there going, like when I'm trying to take notes. You know, I always take my little notes. I'm like, holy shit, I can't
Yeah.
keep up right now.
Smart
Yeah,
dude. And yo, Raj, I'm going to tell you this again right now. All of these people, Mike, you listen to me. Because
Yeah.
I've been trying and doing this golf podcast for a long time. These people seem way more genuine and cool. Like you have a shot at getting fucking Sam Tripoli on this podcast, dude. Like you're not far off. Where Mike, we get to run around and Mike, Raj, do you feel what I'm saying with the golfers? So there's
That'd be
something about
so dope to interview Tripoli, dude.
could you imagine? But listen, so here's what I'm saying. Listen, it's
I'd
not
be
far
like this
off.
the whole time.
It's not far off. Raj, here's the thing. It's not far off because he started somewhere with this podcast thing. But he knows with the podcast thing, Florida Mike, we get this, and I don't know if Raj gets this from the golf content creators and the golf community. Like, are they better than us, Raj? Do they like? What do you get? I want to know before we close it out, because and I'm calling you golf content creators out right now. What do you get from them, Raj? All of them.
So
Like we owe them something, Florida Mike. We owe these fucking people something, and I'm sorry. Go ahead, Raj. What do you got?
I'm gonna give it a real mixed. I'm gonna put it in just the creator aspect of Instagram and social media. I'm gonna give it a mixed review because I've had some dope opportunities with some people from the social media side of things, like Athe, Tyler,
Yeah,
XG, E-Zone, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? But there is a lot of people who not necessarily shade you, but like I've only had a few. Like I'd rather them not respond than
give you the runaround and
or
shit.
say,
Say
yeah,
they're
I'll
gonna
come on. Yeah, and then not come on. So it's whatever. Just tell me straight up, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. Like, all right, cool. Like
I won't bug
that
you
kind of
again
thing.
or
But
whatever.
I don't
Right.
bother people.
No. You don't.
really
You
try.
never. Listen, our biggest motto is we don't go begging, Florida Mike. We
No.
definitely don't go begging. We all started somewhere, bro. That's what you got to
Dude,
remember.
I haven't begged in my life, dude.
No, I know you haven't, dog.
The way you do it is the people who support you support them kind of thing. So if they're
That's it.
interested in supporting you, and
Yep.
giving you 25 minutes, 30 minutes of your time. Or in tonight's case, Steve was nice enough to give us an hour and a change of his time, talk about some
Amazing.
conspiracies,
Amazing.
some Tartaria, his page, what's going on, like
Yep.
cool shit.
I just think
you know what
I
mean?
just think these people, from what I'm seeing already, the conspiracy people like Mark and like they want to
that
come on
same,
and
same
do
with
it.
Mark was like an hour and a half. Busted.
They
Mark would have
they
kept going another hour.
yeah. Yep. They want to do it. Again, it's not like we're like again with the golf content creators, I feel like I get the sense that like we're taking up your time type deal to where this conspiracy podcast dude is like these guys will keep going. Like we could go on
Oh yeah.
for a
Well,
3 hour pod.
they love sharing. They love, like, that's the whole thing about conspiracy theorists, I guess you want to call us, is there's so much knowledge out there, and there's so many conspiracies. I mean, granted, you have to depict which one is real, which one isn't, but they're all fun, right?
So,
So, and if you're a good storyteller and you do some good research, those people
talk
love
about
to
your
talk.
research, man. Yep.
People love to talk, and especially now that people are waking up, I guess you could say, it's becoming more interesting than it was, say, the early 2000s. The 90s, forget about it. You're just a straight up lunatic. But
Right. When they exactly, and that's what I was just gonna say. Like when Rod, you're looking and conspiracy theorists, literally, like when they used to talk about conspiracy theorists back in the day, you were a fucking weirdo and a lunatic. I'm sorry, that's what you were considered, was a lunatic, and that's what they labeled you as, was a lunatic. Conspiracy theorists are the ones questioning 9/11. Like, what are all these right, Raj? What are these
that's the
conspiracy?
whole reason for it.
Literally up until recently, dude. Like
Yeah.
after the pandemic, like people started to realize, like,
Yep.
yes, these fucking people aren't as nuts, man. I mean,
There
and
you
you're
go.
kind of like, in a way, you're kind of one of them, or you were like, oh, there's some
I
of the shit
switched.
you guys are
I
saying
switched
are
over,
crazy.
dude. I switched.
Now
Yes.
you're like, yo, these guys are fucking, they're seeing something I wasn't seeing, and now that I'm seeing it, holy shit, how did I miss it for this long?
And listen,
Yes.
like the guys who've like done it for a while, or like put the conspiracy theorists are putting the thoughts of how to think differently in your head over the years, and maybe only one may turn, but 1 out of 100, it feels like a win. You know what I mean? Because it's like a good business, right? So you just convince somebody and you show them some actual evidence, and they're like, wow, and they got their brain thinking, then they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, yo, did you hear about this with their
Yeah.
friends? And then you might
I
get one
love
of
it.
them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's how
So
it is. Snowball effect.
snowball effect, and it's awesome, and it's and and kind of like another reason why I think people who talk about this and are very knowledgeable and enjoy talking about it, I think does it to make the community stronger.
Yeah.
Because one
Absolutely.
day you're gonna have to turn to somebody. Because
Mhm.
one day this world is gonna go to shit. I mean, hopefully not in our time, but it's gonna happen. And if you have a strong community, I mean, that's all. It's what you need. We might be the guys living in the sewers, the rebels, but I'm okay with that.
Like the fucking Ninja Turtles and shit.
Yeah, dude, did you hear about the crazy conspiracy about Ninja Turtles?
Which one?
How Ninja Turtles are actually evil. I sent it to the IG. I think. Did you see it?
Evil?
Yeah, and that the pizza was the emblem, was the symbol for kids.
No.
Don't
ruin
tell
the-
me this.
don't
Yeah,
ruin
and
Ninja
that,
Turtles
and then
for me.
Don't ruin. Please don't ruin.
Bebop and
Good
Rocky were
episode,
actually the
and then you
good
gotta
guys.
ruin it.
Because you know how they were always goofy and stuff, like, and they're like boo boo, like they were actually the good guys, Rocky and Bebop.
Fuck out of here. Don't ruin the fucking
And
Turtles for me.
they were
Bro.
trying
That
to
was my
save the
favorite show.
children, dude.
I know.
Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles.
Dude, Florida Mike does this all the time to me. He sends me all this bullshit of my
Dude, I
child.
sent it. I'm pretty sure I sent it to the IG. If you
Yo,
look on
so
the
I'm
IG,
like Adam Sandler is my favorite. Adam Sandler is my favorite childhood actor. He's like, yeah, he fucks kids. I'm like, Jesus, Jesus, Florida Mike.
Yeah,
Literally.
you guys are wild.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm sorry, he's laughing because that's what he
Yeah.
does to me.
him and Jennifer Aniston throw the best pizza parties, they say.
Oh
Yeah,
my
her.
God,
She's
I
with
love this so
Obama
much.
now. Big Mike left Obama.
Big Mike.
Oh yeah, Jennifer's dick
Uh,
must be bigger.
Guys, great episode. Great episode. Shout out to Steve from the Tartarian Explorer.
He's got to cut us off.
Yeah, I gotta cut you off. My phone's about to die, so I'm like, we'll
For
cut
sure.
this off.
Went on 20.
Yeah.
Yes.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Check us out, YouTube, Instagram. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and we're gonna keep coming out with some episodes. We'll figure out a topic for the next one if we don't have
This
a
one
guest.
was amazing, bro. Ton
Let
of
us
fun.
know too. Comment, DM us. Let us know if you like the
Please.
guest or if you like us just chopping it up. Give us some feedback, but give us a rating on Apple too. Apple
Yes, please.
Podcasts. Give us that 5-star
Yes.
rating. That helps us out a
And
lot. Too.
please share on your social medias and be like, these guys are cool. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. We're small guys. We're just starting this game too in the conspiracy world, but give us a share on your platforms because that's what it's all about. You know, speaking up and sharing,
help
bro.
us help you.
Help us help you and take mushrooms. Take lots of
Gang, gang.
mushrooms.
Yo,
Love
Mike, that's
y'all.
the best water in the business. Appreciate everybody tuning in and close them out.
That's all.
Follow the breadcrumbs, follow moonlight schemes. Hidden agendas ain't as crazy as they seem. Voices in the dark amplifying dreams. Conspiracy chaos, nothing's what it seems.